to my dog yet, but I know he's sick.
Hey man, I want to introduce Jabo and my boy Baby K in this thing, man. It's some jewels. Baby K, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let these folk know where you from first.
What's sound, man? You already know I'm from the city of Atlanta, man. Forward, Boulevard, you know what I mean? I grew up on the east side, though, Decatur and shit, you know. Just came home, so you already know, man. Tony them, my back going, man.
How long you been gone?
I've been gone for like 12 years, like 12 straight, day for day. I mean, I'm 30 now. I just came home probably like a few months ago. Yeah, I was 18 when I first went down that road, you feel me? Went down the road and shit, you know. You know how this shit is.
So 12 years, 18 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
You have any kids?
Yeah, that's crazy too. Like I had well, I got a daughter right now, but at the time, you know, my daughter, like she was on the way, you feel me? Like, so she was born like a month after I had got locked up, like a month on the head, like right after I got locked up, you feel me? So I really watched her, you know what I mean, from behind the wall, you feel me? Like I ain't really had like no type of physical contact or nothing with her until like years and years, like years later, you feel me? Like
So basically, you was watching her grow up through what?
grow up,
Pictures.
yeah, pictures, you know what I mean? Like talking, you know what I mean? Talk to her on the phone, just hearing the voice, you know what I mean? She hearing my voice, you know what I mean? But yeah, yo, man, I ain't get to hold my baby girl shit until she was like the first time I ever put my hands on, you know what I mean, picked her up. She was, man, she was back big, you know what I mean?
For the audience, real quick, you wasn't there when she was born, so you never seen her physically
Yo, my definitely, I ain't never seen her physically, you know what I mean?
until she was about how old?
I want to say probably till she was about like 7 or 8, probably like 7 or 8 years old. Baby girl, though, like that was everything. Like ain't nothing else mattered at that time. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing. You know what I mean? That shit. Yeah, yo.
Drop down one time and then come back in. I'm gonna bring you back up, but I'm gonna holler at Jabo real quick. I know that sound get a little bit more crispier, and I want everybody to hear what's going on because we about to build. Let's go.
I bet.
We got to be the voice of reason. We fighting a real unseen battle. You did, Jabo. Where you from, real quick, man?
I'm from Miami, Florida, brown sub, flat top to be exact. I'm just living life like I'm supposed to, man, did some time and came home, I struggled when I came home. I got back on top and lived life how I supposed to, man. I was staying in Georgia and I moved back home to Miami, man. So, it's all love down here, man.
That right for the audience out there. How long you was down for, brother?
3,653 days, 10 years, man. Feel me?
That's a long time, bro. I see you did the numbers.
Man, I can't explain how much time I did. I mean, being away from your family for 10 years, I seen my moms and my brother a lot. Like, I kept jumping from camp to camp. You feel what I'm saying? And man, I can't explain how it felt just to have visitation. Visitation is everything. You feel what I'm saying? Seeing your family, hugging your family, y'all all crying, and it's just everything, man. And I thank God that I lived to see another day. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was hard enough, you know what I'm saying? It was hard, but you live day for day. You don't even think about. You really don't think about how much time you doing. You just doing it until they say, "Oh, it's time for you to pack up and go home." And when they say that, October 23rd, 2017, I was gone from October 23rd, 2007 to October 23rd, 2017. On October 20th, they did your DNA, they run your DNA, see if you got any disease and paperwork, see what's going on, were you paroling to, probation, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So once they told me I was on my way out them doors in 3 days, man, I laid low because I was staying dangerous while I was incarcerated, man, and I laid low for a minute and came home to my family. It was a different view.
Yeah.
Things you see 10 years, man. It's like a lot of things change,
A lot
man.
of
I'm
stuff
just
changed. I get it. Yeah. That technology, I know it. I know that technology was crazy.
man, what
Yeah.
crazy, man. I seen so much stuff, especially these new phones. I
Yeah.
was like, yo,
Jabo,
yeah.
uh, you have any kids, bro?
No, I don't, my brother.
Okay. Okay. So that y'all got y'all introduction. We got Baby K and Jabo. We got a little bit about themselves. 12 and 10 years, that's a lot of time.
Over sentence the niggas when this shit gon' change.
When y'all say day for day, like, I can't even imagine. Do you forget about everything in between? You just move on with your life, or it's like, or do y'all still think about that shit?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. I haven't forgot. Like, when I came home, bro, and I scared my mom a couple times. You feel me? Because when I was incarcerated, I slept with a knife just to protect myself. You feel me? Knife, boots. You feel me? I've been through so much in prison, Georgia prisons to be exact. You feel me? And I came home. I was sleeping with a knife when I came home. It's like you still have that mentality of what you was going through in prison, but it took time for me to like level up on okay, I'm free now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the same as when I was incarcerated. But you still see the same four walls. You feel me? Sitting in your room, come home, sitting in your room, looking around like, dang, it's still four walls. But you free.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I came home on probation. You know what I'm saying? I did 10 years on probation. Probation officer kept coming to my house. They kept changing my probation officers. And it was like, you have to pay a fine once you're out on probation. So if
Yeah.
you don't pay that fine, that's a violation. If you hang around another felon and you a felon and the police pull up on you like, okay, let me see your ID. Let me see your ID. Both of y'all felons, that's a violation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Two felons can't be around each other. None of that. It's hard for you to find a job. I went through so much trying to find a job, man. I ain't know what to do.
Take a nigga live from him, they don't know how it feel.
Was it hard finding a job because of I'm guessing the background?
It was hard finding a job because I'm a two-time felon. And my background really not fucked up, but it was hard for me finding a job because of my background. Every time I fill out an application, they call me back, well, sir, we can't hire you because of your background. I went through that with 20 places.
Tired of losing all my niggas to the chain gang. In 30 minutes, the nigga whole life can change.
I walked everywhere trying to find a job. Everywhere I looked, you a two-time felon, sir, we can't hire you.
So that sound like a trap in itself. So that sound like it did make you want to go back to doing something you don't supposed to do. But
Prison is a revolving door, bro.
facts. Uh Baby K. 12 years, my brother, that's a long time, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, do you ever think about any of that, man?
Yeah, like so. I mean, that was like the last the last 12 years of my life. You feel me? So it like that's if I look back, shit, it's really like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that was my life. I lived it. So it's like I can't forget that and all the, you know what I mean, all the stuff. Just like he said, you know what I mean, he had to sleep with a knife,
Yeah,
boots on, you never know what's gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you can't forget that lifestyle, like seeing folks getting stabbed every day, killed every other day. You know what I mean? Them lockdowns, them long days, hot summer days. You know what I mean? On lockdown, all that shit. Like man, you can't forget shit like that. But I try not to like as far as me being like free out here on the free world. You know what I mean? Like I remember that because that's what keep me humble. You know what I mean? Out here, you feel what I'm saying? That keep me humble, but I try not to dwell on it, you feel me, and just get stuck in that, lost in my thoughts, thinking about that, you know what I mean? I try to keep on moving forward, you know what I mean? Look forward to the future. You feel
yeah,
what I'm saying? But yeah, you can't forget none of that.
yeah.
You know,
The reason why I asked both of y'all that question is because I don't know whether it was I ain't had my I wasn't in that thing long enough or what. Like, 'cause I only did two, right? But I swear, like once I got up out of that man, I swear to God, I already knew I'd never go back. So when it came to that probation, yeah, they had me on that high intense, pulling up, knocking on the door, at least about two times a week. They said they were gonna do three, but they pulled up like two officers with guns pulling up to you got to give them an address, so you got to find out who can you call and tell them, hey, listen, I need to get these for this address, and they're gonna be pulling up here just to make sure make sure I'm here at a certain time because I had high intense. That means I had the curfew and everything. So that there person wasn't my mama because I was already by the time I came home I was a grown man. So my mama already had her own thing going on. So uh, that person who took me in happened to be my cousin. Thank you, cuz. Shout out to you, cuz. Um, so she let me come stay with her, and cuz had a big old crib. I ain't gonna even count. Cuz had a
Yeah.
big nice crib. So I can understand how Jabo said, but I still had to go to my room, and I was in that one. Hey, hey, I went to my room. I used to be up in there like, ooh, oh, I was in there like that writing. I ain't gonna even lie, writing. That think about what I'm about to do, cause I ain't gonna even cap. I ain't had no wills, and I was over there. I was in the suburbs. Cause I had a big crib in the suburbs. So yeah, I did the foot. Like I hopped on feet a couple times, but it wasn't nothing going on.
so,
Yeah.
I wanted to keep it real, wasn't nothing going on. So I just tell that story because at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do to make it through that probation. Cause like I said, all that it ain't over. And so I just got done breaking down the chart. I'm trying to tell you folks how to even stay out of these situations. Number one thing, let me ask both of y'all this question: Did y'all did y'all know the amount of time that the crime that you were convicted for carried? Like, did you know what you was getting into? Is basically what I'm asking. Like, how much time you could possibly get?
I like just speaking for me, I ain't even gonna lie because I already had like at that age, man. I already had like a couple homeboys, you feel me, who had done failed for like that same charge and had done, you know what I mean. They were down the road, like you know what I mean, during that time, that same time, like you feel me. So I did, you feel me, but that's just how I was living though. You know
Yeah, exactly. How about you, Jabo?
Man, hell no.
what
Boy, hell no.
Ain't it, man?
Boy, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Boy, boy, when
Oh,
I went to court, I
Hey,
get to
oh,
court and those folks tell me, uh, sir, You know what you charged for? I like, yeah, I know. What you plead? I said, not guilty. Oh, okay. You got a lawyer? I said, I got a good lawyer. Okay. You know what your charges is, right? I said, yes, sir. You ain't got to say it in the courtroom. He was like, I'm gonna say it anyway. And he told me all my charges. I was like, all right, so how much? I'm thinking in my mind, like, how much time they gonna give me? How much time they gonna give me? The first plea, man, them folks told me 60 through 40. And if y'all know what 60 through 40 is, it's 40 years in prison, 20 years on paper. I said, oh no. I'll come back to court, man. Then like 2 weeks later, I go back to court. Them folks tell me
Hold on, hold
40
on,
through.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me ask you a question real quick. I ain't gonna hold you long. Was they mad? How did they feel when you didn't go for it? Was they mad after when they took you back to the back room that you didn't go for it?
What's they? Man, I got jacked up when they put me in handcuffs. They, when your hand behind your back and you're in handcuffs, you can't move your hands too much. And them folks jacked my arms up and you know what I'm saying, hit me in against the wall and all. They were mad. They were definitely mad, boy. They were mad. I got abused.
So yeah, you said 2 weeks you came back.
2 weeks I came back. Them folks gave me a 40 through 25. I was like, Judge, how much is 40 through 25? You'll be serving 25 years in prison, and your remaining sentence will be on.
Fight for they motherfucking lives.